Making relative numbers. There is a tutorial specifically to the assignment. This is the general concept lesson. I am 161.29 centimeters tall. Vern Troyer, who played Mini-Me, is 81 centimeters tall. These are absolute numbers. They are measured from a standard, a meter stick. We can make relative numbers by making one of these numbers a benchmark, the number to compare the others to. So if we divide my height by Vern Troyer's height, 162 centimeters divided by 81, we get a number of 2. This reads Mr. Colati is twice the height of Vern Troyer, or we say Mr. Colati is 2 mini-me's in height. Now it's a relative number. So this is to scale. This is in my Wolverine days when I was 22, working at Parks Canada, and that was my summer job, shooting things like that. That's mini-me to scale. Okay, so that would be what I did is I took a picture of mini-me, stretched it out to be as big as myself, and then divided the height by 2, and I got it. So relative numbers are quite easy to do. Saying Toronto is 80 kilometers away is meaningless to a child. Instead, we might say Toronto is 4 times farther away than Grandma's house. In my home, I started measuring time in Max and Ruby units, which is a cartoon that's half an hour in length. So in our car, when my daughter Kira would ask, how much longer is it to Uncle Sean's house, I wouldn't answer 1 hour, I would say 2 Max and Rubies. That she could comprehend. Here is another example. Mount Everest is 8,848 meters tall. That's relatively meaningless to most people. You know it's like 9 kilometers. You can drive 9 kilometers, but it's really hard for your brain to grasp how tall is that mountain. The CN Tower, which almost every Canadian has seen in reality, because there's 8 million people on Ontario, so it's a well-known landmark, and you can go up to it and stare up at it. It's half a kilometer in height. If I take the height of Mount Everest and divide it by the height of the CN Tower, I get 16. Therefore, Mount Everest is 16 times taller than the CN Tower. Now do you get it? Graphically, how would I show this? 2 ways. Set up 1 square, then 16 squares, or you could do a diagram. I'm going to leave you with a poser here. When I was a kid, if someone drew a mountain in green like that and the CN Tower next to it and said the CN Tower was 16 times smaller than the mountain, I would actually say, no, that mountain's like 100 times bigger than the drawing of the CN Tower. Here, I might agree. I would go, yeah, I see this is 16 times more than that one. But in pictorial form, I would tend to believe the mountain was thousands of times larger. You see something with little kids around kindergarten, how they're judging size? That these 2 pictures, the one on the left, could cause confusion? Anyway, that's beside the point. Now you get how to do relative numbers.